Hey everybody, it's Donna Gray Banks, and I'm here with an update for the International Fresh Book Festival, which will be held in the beautiful city of Daytona Beach, 22, 23, 24 February in the year 2024, which is right now. It's amazing that we started this journey 13 years ago with 13 authors, and now the registration closes on January 15th, and I think that we can't hold too many more authors because, we want to make it safe. We're not out of COVID. We still will have mask and sanitizer if you need it. I don't think we'll need it, but we don't want to make people uncomfortable. So we want this to be a boutique still kind of festival that you garner knowledge from and lifelong friendships from and colleagues from and international colleagues from, because we will be zooming people in from other countries that we can get to know and sell our books with and share our knowledge with. We will be bringing Terrace Elementary School, and they are going to reenact the book Being Yourself. It's a children's book by Teresa Dyer, and they're going to bring their drum line and their chorus, and but all of that is part of literacy. We're also going to have City Lights with us and a rendition of I don't want to give that away because that's kind of a surprise. I'm going to leave that alone. I do want to talk about Victoria Christopher Murray, who is one of our featured authors. Miss Sunshine Swinson, who is one of our featured authors. Mr. Keith Kareem Williams, who is one of our featured authors and has been with us for, I think, 8 years. And we've seen him when we first met Keith, his children were in middle school, and now they are graduated adults with their own careers in the industry as their dad is, but on different levels that we don't even think about. Young people have a whole different idea of how to communicate and make it all work. And so, Keith, thank you so much for being with us and being a part of us. And happy birthday, Keith Kareem Williams. Keith's birthday, I believe, was yesterday. He's a Capricorn, and we're always glad to see him and talk about, what he's doing next. Victoria Christopher Murray, of course, is a New York Times bestseller. There's not a whole lot I need to say. She has been in the industry a very, very long time. Um, and we're just very grateful that she is taking the time to be with us here in the beautiful city of Daytona Beach. And Sunshine Swinson was with me many years ago when her book came out, and she has gone on to be a government official, left that. Now she's an entrepreneur. She's about to retire from that, and she's going to just do many other things. But what she's going to let us know as melanated women is that being a boss has nothing to do with your size. It has to do with your mind and your ability to think outside of the box. And having, a few pounds on you that you really don't want, but we know the reasons why we have them. But should not stop you from working and being your excellent best. And she is going to bring us her words of wisdom as she travels from Virginia to Daytona Beach. Mr. Jerome Yates, who is an Emory-Riddle graduate, will be here. He is going to give us 12 positivities, and he's going to do a vision board workshop, which he made me do a couple of months ago. And I have really checked off at least two of the things that were on that vision board. And so it is, it's something to think about, something to write about, but when you look at it every day, it just really makes the difference. Um, William Fillmore is going to do a workshop on publishing, how to publish yourself, and how it's not as difficult as everybody makes it out to be. And there will be other publishers in the room too that give you hints and um, acknowledge things that you should do and you shouldn't do. We are going to make sure that each author that is there gets a chance to have a 7 to 10 minute interview, talk about their book, and if there's time, maybe a reading. David Simon is going to come via the internet from the National Black Book Festival in the UK to give us knowledge and inspiration and talk about his books and his work in the motherland of Africa. Oh, what else? There's just so much that's going to be going on. I did, and we're back on Zoom and on a fresh conversation. And tonight, my guests were Dr. Evelyn Bethune, who is the granddaughter of Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, and Ms. Lucy Stewart Desmore, who is now an author. She is a real estate broker and an agent and a workshop administrator in the real estate field, but she finished her husband's book, Mr. Desmore, who was with us many, many years at the Fresh Book Festival. We miss him. He has transitioned, but she has taken the first 3 or 4 paragraphs of his book that he wrote before he transitioned and made it a new, not a new book, but a new version of what he had started. And all she did was add to it. And actually she said that she felt compelled to develop even more into the book. And so we are really looking forward to seeing the legacy of Clayton Desmore in his book, even though he's not here. And that's the other thing I want to talk about. Listen, if you have a will, make sure that your book is in it. These books, these writings, these things that we find that are not important are going to be very important because they're part of our history. So make sure that you leave whatever finances that is garnered from your book, whatever publisher that you had the book done by, make sure those things are in your will so that people will know, your children will know, your children's children will know that there are royalties and funds that come with that. And, if you're in the Library of Congress, that's 70 years. That's a long time for you to be making residuals from what you write. So it's just very, very important. And the other thing I want to say is that make sure your PayPal is in there. Make sure your what Square is in there. Make sure everything that has to do with your finances, with your Cash App, is listed in your will. Because if not, that money, I guess, goes to the state because no one will know how to get into it. No one will know whose it is. And I'm not sure how long they just let money sit around before they decide to take it if you're not using it. So make sure when you're thinking about, not when you're thinking about, when you do your last will and testament, that those things are inclusive. Okay, so enough preaching. Let's get back to the Freshman Festival. The registration ends on January the 15th. We really can't afford to go past that date because there's so many things to do, schedules to put together, workshops to put together. Now we're all over the city. We're at Embry-Riddle University with the Fresh Book Film Festival with the magnificent Saint Denise Myers. Thank you to Embry-Riddle University for not sponsoring it, but giving us a place to host the film festival every year. to the city of Daytona Beach. I don't know. There's no way I can thank them for being a part of our literacy is a legacy. That's our tagline. And they have come on and been beyond what we ever expected to happen in the last 13 years. And I thank them very, very much. We were at the Cultural and Educational Center for many, many years. Now there's the Julia T. and William. Oh, why did that just go out of my head? Community Center in Midtown in the city of Daytona Beach. The Julia T. and the Charles W. Cherry Sr. Yes, thank you. Cultural and Educational Center on Nova and George Ingram in the city of Daytona Beach. And that'll be, the dates are February 23 and 24. Each day it starts at 12 and ends at 5. The film festival is at Embry-Riddle University, and it'll start at 6:30 on the 22nd. And we will be, and there's a jazz festival here that weekend. There's also a community event at the, oh, it's another community center, because I'm talking off the top of my head. I didn't write it down. That will show you how to become a vendor and part of the system of business in the city of Daytona Beach. And everybody says, well, everybody knows how to do that, but everybody does not know how to do that. This course will take you step by step on what to do to be a vendor, a part of city business. And I want to thank Phoebe Fouquet in development for putting that together at the community center. And why it's not coming to my head, I have no idea. But thank you, Phoebe, for bringing that that same weekend. There's a lot going on, a lot to do. When people tell me there's nothing to do, out Scarlet Golden Community Center, senior moment, at the Scarlet Golden Community Center on that Saturday, the 24th, will be a fantastic workshop on, how to do business with the city of Daytona Beach. And when people say there's nothing to do in Daytona, I just start laughing, because we have so many things going on this month. I look at my calendar and say, I don't think I can even be at everything that they're supposed to be. We're all celebrating, of course, Martin Luther King. We had a great banquet yesterday evening at the Hard Rock. It was fabulous. The food was great. The presenter was great. And listen, then we're going to have the march on Monday. The Midtown Community Development Corporation, who I am the proud CEO of, we're going to give away detergent and bleach and books at the Joe Harris Park at 12 noon. And everybody's going to come and be involved in that after the march. And then there's things in DeLand. And of course, Ms. Gladys Knight will be here on the 26th of January at the Peabody Auditorium. We have the Speakeasy on Palmetto, Zanzibar Blue, that has music every weekend. I'm just trying to think how many other things are on my calendar. Too many. Fresh Book will be at Campbell Middle School at 6 p.m. on the 30th of January. And we're going to do some literacy with the young middle school people. Find out, listen, I don't care what you read as long as you read. I want to find out what it is the young people will read and or listen to and or, want to be a part of. I would love to do a comic book with Campbell Middle School. So if anybody has the time, the ability to help us make that happen, let the children build their own characters. That would be wonderful, even if they only make it for themselves, or if we could have it published, that would be better. There's so many things we could do with literacy that we're just at the tip of the iceberg, just the tip of the iceberg. And then we're into February, and we have the Black History banner dedication on Thursday, February 1st at the Bethune-Cookman University. And then all the things that happen during Black History Month, including the Fresh Book Festival. We have NASCAR. Of course, there is the Super Bowl is in February. And so much to do. But the International Fresh Book Festival, Fresh stands for fiction, romance, erotica, spiritual, and health or happiness, or whatever you want the H to stand for. We are a book festival that takes in every genre because every genre has something to say and is important to everybody. Um, we have different cultures. We have people from all over the United States, New York, Arkansas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Florida, Georgia. I think somebody's coming from Pennsylvania, and I don't have all the statistics of where everybody's coming from, but they're coming from all over. And we just want you to be a part. And students and teachers get into the book festival free with an ID. If you are a principal or assistant principal of one of the schools in the area, we really want you to encourage the students to come. If you have students who may be teeter-tottering on an A, B, or C, D, maybe you'll give them extra credit to come to the book festival and just up that score a little bit for being a part of the community and being part of a community event that includes literacy. Oh, I don't know what else to say. We're at www.freshbookfestivals.net. If you would like to register, it's open until the 15th of January. If you have questions, please reach out to us at freshbookfestivals@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. Still haven't gotten that TikTok thing together yet, but we'll probably be there next year. And don't forget Zoom in on a Fresh Conversation, which is every Monday night. We speak to authors and talk about their content. Dr. Bethune and Ms. Desmond, we kind of went off the deep end tonight. We didn't really stay on track, but the conversation was amazing. And they're going to come back in February because there's some things we want to talk about on the real estate side that people are not taking advantage of. Non-melanated people are taking advantage of it, but melanated people are not taking advantage of all the things that can be done in the real estate industry. And it has nothing to do with being an agent or a broker. It's everything that goes behind the scenes, being a developer, trying to get your development license, being an appraiser, get those appraisers license. And yes, they're a bit expensive, but we have the knowledge to get that done. So we're going to talk about that in February. It's the Fresh Book Festival. It is February 22, 23, 24 in the beautiful city of Daytona Beach. I thank you for being with us every Monday night, and I hope you will come and join us. It's an $8 admission at the door, $5 for seniors, and we're encouraging people. We want some companies to come and make sure that every child that comes through that door is able to get a book. So we're looking for sponsorships for vouchers at $10 a piece. Well, the vouchers will have your logos on it. The children will get a voucher as they come in, and seniors will get a voucher when they come in. And sometimes the $5 that they spend to come through the door may be all they have to spend that day. So we want to make sure they go home with a book. So if you are a law firm, If you are a business that believes that literacy is a legacy, please reach out to freshbookfestivals@gmail.com. We'd love for you to be part of our voucher program. I guess that's it. It's Monday night all over again. And thank you for being here. We will see you next Monday night when we give you another update on the Fresh Book Festival. Good night.